Hey guys, it's Malachite. Welcome to another video, or if you're new here, welcome to the channel. So you're probably seeing the title and thinking that this isn't my usual kind of content. And yeah, I guess you're right, but to be honest, I kind of just want to cover an array of different things. As long as it's weird, like if it falls under the weird category, I'm there. I actually really like cryptids. Mothman is my favorite. Bigfoot isn't actually one I've ever really been that interested in. But the other day, my mum was just on Facebook and someone sent her a link to a video and was like, hey, isn't this like close to you? And it was. So she clicked on the video and it ended up being this woman talking about British Bigfoot. I'd personally never heard of British Bigfoot before. The only Bigfoot I know is the one from, well, the one that we all know, the North American Bigfoot, Sasquatch, whatever you want to call him. And this woman interviewed this man and was claiming that they'd had experiences, or at least he had had experiences with British Bigfoot in this woods. And this woods is actually, it's not like super close to me or anything, but it is like within traveling distance. And as soon as I watched the video, I was like, I have to go here and investigate for myself. And I did that basically. I wouldn't say it was like an in-depth investigation or anything. It was just more of a, I'll kill two birds with one stone, you know, walk my dog and get a video done. This video is going to be a mixture of me going out in the woods and exploring for myself and me being stood here in my room yapping, so enjoy. When people hear the name Bigfoot, they tend to think about the big hairy creature that roams the forests of North America. And I thought the same until, like I said recently, I came across a video by a lady called Deborah Hatswell. And she runs an organization, or is in charge of an organization called BBR Investigations, which I believe stands for Be Believe Research Investigations. That led me down a rabbit hole of Google searching for British Bigfoot, and well, and that's when I realized this was actually a thing. And I never knew about it. For someone who's into cryptids, I just didn't realize that Bigfoot had ever been considered to be in Britain. Ever. A quick Google search of British Bigfoot will actually bring you to a map of the British Isles that is barely visible beneath the dots that represent different sightings of this notorious creature from all around the country. Well, countries, should I say, all over the UK, not just England. Americans and a lot of British people tend to have the opinion that, you know, the UK isn't big enough to support a whole species of this 7 to 8 foot tall creature. But then some people do actually claim that the reason why it is possible for Bigfoot to exist over here is because our Bigfoot is smaller than the American one. So then that led me to the question, what's the difference between American Bigfoot and British Bigfoot? And like I just said, some people argue that British Bigfoot is smaller, so that's the difference. That's like the main difference anyway. But then some people argue that British Bigfoot is the American Bigfoot. And apparently it works because he can get around in some sort of like supernatural way. How exactly? I'm just going to quote what someone else has put. I don't quite understand it myself. The words, yeah. I'll just quote them and take it as you will. To some people, Bigfoot are interdimensional beings that appear and disappear by some cosmic metric. What does that mean? I don't know. I'm not going to lie to you. I have no idea. But that's what was said. Now, while I do think that this is an interesting take, I personally disagree. I am a believer in all things weird and wonderful. I like to believe in a lot of things, the paranormal, aliens, other cryptids even. I have to admit, I am pretty skeptical over British Bigfoot for a variety of reasons. The American Bigfoot, sure, why not? I can see him existing. I mean, North America and America in general is just it's a vast country. There are areas of the land where it's not populated and it's dense forests and stuff, and the national parks are huge. So I'm more willing to believe in him, but with England, or the UK, should I say? I keep saying England, but it's the whole of the UK. With British Bigfoot, I think it's a bit of a reach, and here's why. While there are hundreds of reported sightings on record, There is also zero evidence in fossil record of any kind of ancient, large ape-like creature ever having existed in the UK. Not to mention that the UK is a small island with a population of roughly 69 million. The exact number, for those of you that really want to know, is 69,551,332 as of this recording, so pretty close to 70 million people in the UK. So I find it very hard to believe that these 7 to 8 foot tall creatures, ape men like beings, are strolling around the UK and haven't been caught, at least in a way that gives us hard, solid evidence, you know? There's also the fact that any case that does exist, there are barely any that don't mention some sort of supernatural or paranormal aspect to it. Take the man monkey, for instance. The man monkey is said to haunt or, well, reside the woods that surround Shropshire. But yeah, it's said to haunt the woods that surround the Shropshire. My God, I can't say the word. Man monkey is said to haunt the woods surrounding the Shropshire Union Canal. I can't speak because I can't say Shropshire and it's throwing off the rest of the sentence. Apologies. Shropshire. I should know this. I'm from the UK. The first sighting of this creature, man monkey, was in January of 1879, and in this sighting, the man monkey was noted for its spectral appearance rather than its physical appearance. So yeah, sounding more paranormal, supernatural than it is like a physical being, which already puts it in a different area from the North American Bigfoot, from my understanding. I've never actually fully looked into the OG Bigfoot. I have seen videos on him. Mariana Yaros did a good video on him, and I've seen documentaries and stuff. So, but as far as I'm aware, I just thought he was like a big, hairy ape man. So I didn't think there was anything supernatural to do with him. It's been a while since I've interacted with any Bigfoot stuff apart from the Marina Yaros video, but correct me if I'm wrong. I probably should have looked into American Bigfoot for this too, but this ain't about him, so I didn't bother. I just wanted this to focus solely on British Bigfoot. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, American Bigfoot isn't some sort of paranormal creature. It's like supposed to be some sort of physical ape man being thing. Correct me if I'm wrong though. Another case to mention is the Beast of Bowlam. The Beast of Bowlam was seen for several weeks in Northumberland in the early 2000s, but dozens of witnesses described it as being shadow-like, again, making it appear as something more paranormal or supernatural than a physical being. And I'm sure many of you have heard of Cannock Chase. It's infamous for its paranormal, cryptids, urban legends, and even the site of multiple murders. 11 sightings of a Bigfoot-type creature has been reported at the Castle Ring on the Cannock Chase. For those of you that don't know, the Castle Ring is basically the ruins or remains of an Iron Age hill fort, and it's located in Cannock Chase, which is a heavily wooded area in central England. And fun fact, Bigfoot's even been sighted near Stonehenge. As if that place wasn't weird enough already. It seems that most of these sightings of these Bigfoot-like creatures have been reported in areas that have already got a bit of a mystical history to it, like a history of urban legends and strange phenomena already attached to it. For example, the Shug Monkey of Cambridgeshire. What is it with these Shire places? Is it Shire or Shire? As well as Cambridgeshire, it has also on occasion been sighted in Rendlesham Forest, which just so happens to be the site of the UK's most famous UFO incident. Or should I say UFO encounter, not incident? Maybe it's more correct for me to say UFO encounter than incident. So yeah, there was also Bigfoot sightings at the site of the UK's most famous UFO encounter, which is a bit crazy. And that again just further adds to this creature being more supernatural or paranormal than a physical being, or at least it does in my eyes. Another example of this would be the alleged sighting at one of Devon's old mine works, Lustley. Now, Lustley has a history of numerous cryptid sightings, from the Black Shuck to big phantom cats like the Beast of Bodmin Moor. So to sum it up, British Bigfoot is often encountered at sites that already have a lot of cryptid or urban legend history surrounding it, mostly, if not always, described as being some sort of paranormal being rather than some sort of physical being, always seems to be sighted near where other strange animal-like creatures roam, like the Black Shuck, the Beast of Bodmin Moor, woodwoads, wildmen, whatever you want to call them. When put into perspective, especially including the sightings that were reported at the site of one of the UK's most famous UFO encounters, it puts the whole thing into a very weird light. It really does make it seem as though British Bigfeet are clearly not a physical creature at all. They might even be something else entirely. I personally am more willing to believe that this so-called British Bigfoot is something more than a physical being, especially with all the sightings that have been reported. Because, like, I don't know, the UK just really isn't big enough to support a population of big feet. Big feet is the plural, by the way, and I think that's hilarious, but you know. Like, yeah, we do have some national parks with large area of habitat, but it's just, in my opinion, it's still not enough to habitat an entire species of Bigfoot, big feet, or keep them hidden from people, because if they existed over here and there were a lot of them, surely we would have seen them by now. And I know the believers are going to have a lot of excuses or reasons as to why that is, and I'm very interested to hear why, so please do share. But for me, it's a no right now. One Bigfoot, yeah, sure, why not? Or like maybe like 10 spread all over the UK, fair enough, yeah, sure. But an entire population, I don't think so. Now, some sightings in the UK are quite clearly humans in suits, humans not in suits. Like when you take a picture of someone in the distance and they appear as like a black blurry blob, that kind of thing. It's just a person. It could be anybody. But someone's like, oh, it looks like Bigfoot. I'm going to say it's Bigfoot. And some could just be animals. But something that I think often gets overlooked in cases like this is that people lie. So some of those sightings could just literally be people lying. Especially in this day of age with social media, people are doing anything to get the slightest bit of attention. Now, I'm not saying that every single sighting in the UK is a lie. I'm not saying people are lying every time they see Bigfoot. But after reading and listening to some of people's stories, some are rather unconvincing, to put it nicely, and it honestly just would not surprise me if someone lied to gain followers or subscribers, or even to just get an invite as a guest on a podcast. Even if people aren't looking for money, it's attention. At the end of the day, we're people. Humans crave attention, okay? Even the most unsociable of people crave someone's attention. It's in human nature. So, yeah, people lying about a sighting isn't that shocking at all. But then, even before social media, people could be lying to get interviewed by a reporter for a newspaper or the local news on TV, trying to lie to stay relevant, because some people might not have people in their lives, and then they start lying about Bigfoot, and then all of a sudden, all these people are giving them attention and wanting them to talk about their story. So there's a lot of reasons for people to lie, basically. Because, I mean, after all, it's not every day that someone genuinely encounters Bigfoot. And it's not every day that someone makes that claim. So, yeah, you're definitely going to get some attention. People will always lie. It's what we do as people. People will lie about the most stupid and smallest things. Maybe sometimes it's for reasons that we may not understand. And with how many people have reported seeing Bigfoot in the UK alone, would it really be that surprising to say that some of them are lies? I don't think that every Bigfoot sighting is a lie or fake or an attention grab, but I do find it hard to believe that at least one of them isn't a lie. And I'm not going to go picking out specific cases, don't worry. You can decide for yourself if you're going to go dive that deep into the world of British Bigfoot. On top of that, I also believe that some sightings were genuinely a mistake, like where someone genuinely thought that they saw Bigfoot, and I believe they saw something, but it wasn't Bigfoot. Like, again, it could have been a person in the distance that just looked strangely tall and maybe kind of buff and maybe hairy, I don't know. But a lot of these Bigfoot encounters are always at a distance. So it could be anything, you know? Who's to say it's Bigfoot? It could just be a freakishly tall man in the distance. Now, with that being said, although I am not the biggest believer in British Bigfoot, it wouldn't be fair to me to list all the reasons why I don't think he's real, but then not say anything about how he could be real. So to keep this fair, I am going to list a few reasons why British Bigfoot could potentially exist. I want you to keep in mind that 92% of Britain is green corridors and underdeveloped land. Plus, it's generally accepted by most of British society, from my research anyway, that I believe that big cats are out there roaming around in the wild. And that's mostly because of the Wild Animals Act that came around in the 1970s, I believe. So larger mammals like a Bigfoot shouldn't be out of reach if big cats can go roaming about in the wild. Hi, hello, you good? So if a good chunk of the British population believe that there are wild cats in breeding populations roaming around out there, why is it such a reach that big feet couldn't be out there? Woodlands actually cover about 13% of the UK, and about 2.5% of those are ancient woodlands. Deer population in the UK have actually reached historic heights. In 2024, an estimated 2 million deer now roam England's forests. Not the UK, just England. 2 million in England alone. Meanwhile, the sheep and lamb population as of December 1st, 2024 was about 15.5 million. And that's actually a decrease from 2023's 21.2 million population. But the reason I'm bringing up sheep, lamb, deer, because I'm trying to make a point. My point is, all of this shows that there's plenty of land and food in more isolated areas that could easily hide unknown cryptids. This doesn't mean that British Bigfoot is the same as the American Bigfoot, but the climate in the UK would be perfect for a hairy man. We have milder temperature over here. And I'm saying it's perfect, but actually you freeze your ass off. I'm cold. I've put a cardigan on because I'm freezing in my own room. So, and this is just a normal British day. So I wouldn't want to know what it's like to be a hairy naked man out in the wild, in the British wild, because, man, his balls must shrink a lot. Anyway, but that being said, I'm sure it's not impossible to survive out there in the wild. Animals do it, a cryptid could do it, especially one with supernatural powers that isn't a physical being. So it wouldn't take much for Bigfoot to adapt to his surroundings and new, milder atmosphere in the UK. Not to mention that woodwows, better known as wild men, have had 15,000 years worth of both written and pictorial ephemera. I can't say it, I'm sorry. In some areas, even churches are adorned with carvings of woodwows. So is something like a Bigfoot existing in the UK really that far-fetched if we have clearly believed in woodwows and wild men for thousands of years? I'm not an expert on wild men and woodwows, honestly. I'm more into American cryptids than I am British ones, so my knowledge kind of lacks here. Some people said they're the same things as Big Feet, other people say they're not and they're their own things, so apologies if that's actually irrelevant to the Bigfoot argument, but I was doing my research and it came up, so I included it. Feel free to educate me down in the comments. Honestly, if it's not already obvious, I didn't plan on making a video on Bigfoot anytime soon. In fact, I wasn't really planning on doing any cryptid videos soon because, I don't know, the British ones just aren't as good as the American ones, as much as I love cryptids. Mothman is my bitch. And unfortunately, I'm nowhere near Point Pleasant, Virginia, so I can't go out hunting for the boy, you know? But like I mentioned earlier in the video, a family friend sent a link to my mum, and my mum shared it with me because I'm very much into my cryptids and weird shit, so she knew it was perfect for me. I sat and watched that entire thing, and the reason why this particular video caught my attention and inspired me to make my own video on British Bigfoot is because they claimed that the sightings of this British Bigfoot literally in some woods that I hung around in as a kid. Well, not a kid, it was more my teenage years. I would not be hanging around in a forest alone as a kid. Teenager, yeah, sure, why not, but kid, no. I didn't go to this forest a lot, but I definitely did go there the odd few times, and of course it interested me nonetheless. Now, this video was by Deborah Hatswell of BBR Investigations, titled The Wigan Wildman, Witness Interview and Evidence Captures Part 1. In this video, Deborah interviews a man called David, and he lives along the woods. I believe his back garden sort of like is over the woods. And this man, David, claims to have had an encounter with British Bigfoot in these woods. These woods are called Elnup Woods, and from what I've learned, they are actually one of the very few ancient woods within the UK. So they've been there since the 1600s, I believe, which is pretty amazing. Wouldn't surprise me if they're haunted. After learning that, it wasn't that wild to hear that Bigfoot could be residing in there. But the reason why I'm bringing up this video is because throughout their video, they provide images that apparently show proof. David shares his experiences, they share an audio clip, and since they do an interview on location in the woods, they appear to have issues with the audio, as well as Deborah claiming to feel lightheaded and energy running through her body. You know, stuff like that. They also claim that the battery on their equipment was being drained, and while I did find the video very interesting to listen to and watch, I found myself being kind of skeptical about the evidence I was being given and what I was being told, because for me personally, there just wasn't any hard evidence. Now, if Deborah is watching this, or David, I'm not trying to shit on your experience. I'm not saying you didn't see Bigfoot, like, at all, and I'm not trying to be in any way disrespectful. Just a heads up, I am a very sarcastic person in nature, like, it's just who I am. I like to joke around, I like to take the mic. Apologies in advance. I don't mean any disrespect, even though I feel like I'm going to come off as disrespectful, but I'm not trying to like put you down for your experience. I do believe that David saw something. I believe that he experienced things. Whether it was actually Bigfoot or not, I'm skeptical. The reason why I'm saying he definitely didn't is because, you can tell by the way he's carrying himself and how he's talking. I do think he is telling the truth. I don't think he's lying. And he did try to provide his own evidence. But I just don't think the evidence was solid enough to say, yeah, this is definitely Bigfoot. It could have been anything. While some of the images were definitely strange, for me, there just didn't seem to be anything Bigfoot related in them. It was more to do with how the energy in the forest was affecting the electronics or whatever he was taking the picture on. I don't know whether it was a camera or a phone. I think it was definitely just more of an issue with the camera or his phone more than something to do with Bigfoot. But if that only happens when you're in the forest, that is pretty weird. The audio problems they had could have been an issue with the connection. If they use Bluetooth microphones like I am, then if you stand too far away, the audio does get a little messed up. And if they weren't Bluetooth microphones, then maybe it was an issue with the batteries. I'm no expert on electronics and tech, so again, I could be very wrong, they could be very right, but I'm just trying to cover all avenues here. I like to debunk. I'm a believer in a lot of things, but even as a witch, right? I'm into witchcraft, I am a witch. Even as a witch, mundane before magic, always. Not every little bump in the night is a ghost. It could just be something falling over due to it being stood a bit wrong, like overbalancing or something, you know what I mean? I think it's a little, I don't know what word to use. It's a little to just presume that everything is magic or paranormal. I like to be a little more realistic, I guess. I like to try and debunk because if I'm going to have an experience, I want it to be genuine. I don't want it to just be something, a book that fell off my shelf because I put it on wrong. I want it to be a ghost pulling that book off its shelf, and I want to make sure of that, if that makes sense. Now, David also mentions these wooden structures that, the best way I can describe them, even though there's going to be a picture on the screen, is that they look like teepee tents, sort of like a Native American teepee tent. I don't know if there's like a proper word for them. They just refer to them as wooden structures, as far as I can remember. And I think it was Deborah who said that apparently these Bigfoot like to sleep in there, like they're sleeping nests or something. I personally can't believe that. I don't think Bigfoot is going around making these dens to sleep in, especially when a lot of them seem too small to even fit a 7 to 8 foot creature in them. They do mention juvenile big feet in the video, fair enough, but these structures, kids get taught how to build these in scouts and guides. In fact, my own granddad builds them, or used to build them, should I say, when he took us for walks in the woods. They're not hard to make. Anybody could make them. There are always people in the woods when I'm there anyway. Mainly dog walkers, but especially in the summer and weekends, you will get a lot of kids in there. Like, people just build them for fun, to mess around, to even show off their skills to other friends if you're a kid, So, I could build one of those myself, but I'm not going to because I am weak as hell. I'm struggling to believe that Bigfoot chooses to sleep in there, especially if he's supposed to be roaming down in the mines. Why not sleep in there? Because he's guaranteed to not get caught in the mines, you know what I mean? No one can go in there. David also mentions these stacked stone structures. He says he found some perfectly formed stone pyramid shaped rocks. I think those were his exact words anyway. And then he also mentions how it would be difficult to trek through the river there to stack these rocks on the log across the river. And I actually went there and tried to trek through the river myself, but I will give it to him. He mentioned that on rainy days that waterfall is like Niagara Falls and it's harder to get through the river. I went on a nice day. It wasn't even a river, it was like a puddle. So fair play. There are deeper parts to the river, but it's not that deep. I do think someone would be able to trek through that river. It's not even a river, apparently it's a brook. So, it's not that big, it's not that wide. So I don't think it's impossible, and kids do things all the time, stupid things. How many times do you have to hear about kids on the news getting into sticky situations in cold water because they're trying to cool down and they jump into water that they should not jump into? And there are leeches in that brook, by the way, so if you see this and you go in Elnup Woods, don't go swimming in the river, there's leeches. I didn't know that. Nothing happened, I was informed and I was like, yeah, I don't like anything that takes my blood apart from vampires. Astarion, if you're watching this. But yeah, I don't think it would be difficult for teenagers with nothing better to do. It would be a fun challenge. Teenagers do dumb shit and dare their friends to do dumb shit all the time. It wouldn't be that hard to do. He also mentions that his dogs seem pretty interested in the stones, and at first he didn't really think much of it, but then I think they just really started to be like, oh, stones. And all I can say to that is if dogs can smell another animal, they are going to pay a lot of attention to it. My dog, not in Elnup Woods, but when we've been down to Cornwall and stuff, and you see these stone structures built, my dog pisses on them, okay? And what I've learned from pets at home is that once one dog pisses in the store, the other dogs will follow suit. So if the dogs were very interested in it. It's very possible that another dog just pissed on it, or, you know, that another animal had been there and it had its scent on it, or it's very possible that the person who stacked those stones could have a dog themselves and that your dog could just smell the dog on them. Again, I could be talking absolute shit here. These are just my thoughts and theories in attempts to debunk them, just to cover every avenue. And then another thing that David mentioned is that these structures would often be gone the next day. And I actually know someone who used to work for the company that like take care of the forest. They're called Groundworks, I believe. They maintain the forest there, they look after it, they remove any dangerous things. And that's exactly what I want to say, is that part of their job is to remove things that are deemed dangerous. So rope swings, they cut them down. Wooden structures like the teepee tents, they remove them in attempts to discourage people from setting fire to them and, you know, collapsing on people and harming them. And the stone structures, you shouldn't actually build those. Apparently they're not good for the ecosystem there. They mess with the ecosystem or something. And there's a lot of other reasons why you shouldn't build them, because like if they fall over, they could harm small animals and insects, and again just mess with the ecosystem. So yeah, the stone structures are a no. They do have to get rid of things like that to prevent injuries for people and, you know, animals in the forest. It's their job to maintain the forest and make sure it's safe for everyone, including the wildlife. Again, I will give it to him though that he did say they were between certain times. I think he said he went in there at 10 o'clock at night and then again in the morning and they were gone. Groundworks do work in there pretty early, but not like 3 a.m. or anything. It's like 9 o'clock onwards, I think. I don't know. So while they will remove them, they're not going to remove them at that time. But even then, the stones, an animal could have knocked them over. Someone else who's in the woods walking in there at 10 o'clock for some reason, because no offense, but man, the world of a man. Imagine being able to freely walk in a forest at night with no worries. I know it was summer and it was light, but still. But yeah, there's nothing stopping someone else from going in there for a walk like you, walking the dogs. Some people walk the dogs at night because there's less people. Maybe the dog doesn't like other dogs, so it's just easier to walk them when barely anyone else is around. There are other people who live in and around the forest, so again, maybe they knock them over. But there are other explanations for this. Or, you know, maybe even a fox did it, or a deer. There is a lot of wildlife in that forest, especially at night. As I mentioned earlier, Deborah mentions at some point feeling like off, like she goes a bit, not ill, but like, I don't know, she said about going lightheaded or dizzy and that she gets like a surge of energy or something.
I've got energy running up and down my leg on this side.
I know that.
While I was in there, I did actually start feeling sick, and so did my mum, but we're not putting it down to Bigfoot. And the reason for that is because we both have health problems. So then I went back there and did it again another day, and it was even worse that time. I couldn't even stay awake on the ride home. I did feel offside both times, and the second time was worse than the first time, but I'm putting that down to my health issues, not to Bigfoot. But in Deborah's defense, it could have been Bigfoot. I don't know. Like, genuinely, I'm not even trying to take the mick here. It could have been. But I'm going to blame mine on my already existing health problems, as that's the most logical thing for me to do. I also want to bring up the fact that David said he heard a voice, like a disembodied voice, just saying, "Yod."
And I heard maybe a couple of feet to my front the word "yo," but in a deep, gravelly voice. Yo.
Oh.
And he was screaming at me. And the first of all, it was three of this word.
Mm-hmm. I have no explanation for this. I just think it's pretty cool, and I want that to happen to me. So, dude in the forest saying "Yod," me next, please. I want an experience like that. It's been a while, so it would be cool to experience something like that again. And I have no explanation for that in terms of debunking. I just think it's pretty cool, and I wanted to talk about it. So I did go into the forest and try to debunk these things, as well as search for Bigfoot myself, and my mum was there. So now you're about to see that, and it was a thing, it happened. Of course, we have to have our fun, so there might be moments where it looks like we are taking the piss, and we are. My mum's there and she doesn't really believe in that sort of stuff, so of course she's not gonna take it seriously. I try to be serious, but honestly, first time filming out in public, and I was very aware that there were people around, so if I seem a bit different, that's why. I'm awkward, I have social anxiety, believe it or not. I know I'm doing this on YouTube, but it's very different to me. I'm stood in front of a camera, I'm not surrounded by people, so, like, in person anyway, so it's very different to me, but I do genuinely have social anxiety. Filming out in public wasn't the best experience for me. Don't like people watching me or acknowledging me for that instance. Anytime someone came by, I'd be like, "Stop filming." It was fun to go and hunt for Bigfoot with my mum. I forgot to do some things on the first day, so I ended up going back another day and doing the things that I forgot to do on the first day. You will now be able to see that, so enjoy.
That is what it's all about. the pirate is free. You are a pirate.
We are en route to the Bigfoot location where he was apparently spotted. My mother was kind enough to drive us. Do you think Bigfoot is in the woods?
Well, let's find out.
Casper, do you think there's a Bigfoot? Thank you for your wise words of wisdom, Casper. Okay. So we're at the location where Bigfoot was apparently spotted, Elnup Woods in Shevington. I don't know what to say. Yeah. Elnup Woods. Let's go investigate. In my defense, I'm not used to filming out in public and I don't like people watching me in public, so yeah. It's also weird because I have the mother here filming for me and I'm not used to having people watching me film myself, so a bit weird. Why? Why when I'm filming? Pick your shit up. Casper, come here. Me dog. Did you get that on camera? Welcome to a day in the life of me. Well, now you run in circles around me, camera woman. Sorry, Mum. He doesn't know what's going on. Be responsible, pick up your dog's poop. Just ignore that. We're now a little further into the woods. We've got this nice waterfall behind us, if you can hear that. I'm very aware that there's people behind me right now. So, I actually watched a video. I forgot her name, but I'll include the channel down below, link it down below, and I'll just include... Excuse me. Can you smell Bigfoot? Is that what it is? Basically, this woman did a video where she was interviewing this guy who lives, I think, in one of these houses, or maybe further in the forest because his house is up there as well. And he has apparently been seeing strange going-ons in these forests for like quite a few years now. But this video in particular was about Bigfoot, and apparently they believe that they both had sort of experiences with this British Bigfoot. I had no idea there was such thing as a British Bigfoot. I just thought that was like a North American thing. But no, apparently we have Bigfoot in these woods, so let's go see if we can find any sign of Bigfoot. There's something in that tree behind you. No, seriously? What is it? Might not find Bigfoot today, but we might find some evidence of a crime scene or some shit. Some nice little piece of history for you there if anyone would like to pause to read it, because I am not reading all that out. Also, no shooting, no hunting Bigfoot, guys. Don't bring your guns in here. And don't run him over either. It's a no-no. Hi. So this is where they were holding the interview in the video that I watched. The woman and the man, they were stood here talking. They seem to have some sort of like electronic difficulties, like the phone and microphone cameras, batteries were draining and stuff like that. Are we experiencing any of that here? Microphone? No, it's all good. We're not experiencing any of that. Given they were there for like an hour, we're going to be here for a few minutes, so it's not that deep, but yeah, while they were stood here, they were experiencing some difficulties with their electronics, interference with the audio and stuff like that, which I won't actually know if there's any interference until I watch this back later while editing. Dog, stop, please. Yeah, they were right here. These are mine carts because this area used to actually be a mine. And yeah, funnily enough, we kind of have a familial connection to this place because Grandad's dad, so my great-granddad, actually used to work here down the mines. Did he actually go into the mines? Or was he like one of the people that... What is this hand movement? Okay, I think he went in the mines. I'll ask Grandad. Do you think Grandad would do an interview for this? Okay, thanks for your help. This place is full of trees. There's a river that runs through it, and when it comes to spirituality and paranormal and stuff like that, water and trees are like a big source of energy and stuff like that. So it wouldn't surprise me if there were weird things happening in these woods, but I don't know if Bigfoot is in here. Personally, I've never ever seen Bigfoot in here. Have you, Mum? No. But I've been in here quite a few times as a kid, and you know, I've never seen anything weird, but I have had like weird experience, like not weird experiences, sorry. I've had like feelings of people watching you and stuff like that, but I don't know if that's just because I'm a woman in a forest, and like, you know, I think I get that in any forest, but I've never had a weird experience in here. I have had a weird experience in the fields behind the forest, but I've never had an experience in here, so to speak. Have you ever had any weird experiences in here?
No, not really. Just like you say, just the feeling of being watched.
Yeah. Casper, stop eating grass, you little weirdo. Come here. Let's make a fuss over you because you got that one hate comment. You can do it. You can do it. Do you like it? Do you feel tall? Does it make you feel tall? I bought him as the little... Yeah, well done. He's our little sniffer dog. He's looking for Bigfoot. Casper, 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 Casper. There's too much going on. He doesn't want to listen to me. Whoa, nice jump, boy. That is massive, but given it does look like it's wearing a shoe, and I don't think Bigfoot wears shoes, but that is a massive footprint. So if you've been walking through Elnup Woods and you've got a footprint like that big, you know what they say about big feet, Mum? Someone's a lucky woman. Right, so this is a bit sus because, well, it's concrete and there's metal in it. So who's brought this? Well, there's no vehicles allowed. I don't know about you, but that does seem a bit sus. And this is the second one we've come across, although we did not film the first one. There is another one there, though. See? And there's a lot of broken trees, so maybe we're getting close to them, who knows. Someone's torn the roof off this bird box, and, well, we don't have birds here, because it's England. We don't have birds in England, do we? Birds.
Birds? No.
Yeah, just double checking. I know we don't, but you know when you start filming, then you date yourself. Yeah, we don't have birds here. So that's a bit weird. How the hell's that happened? I can't really see people climbing up that just to rip the roof off the box, because, like, what's the point? So that is actually a bit weird. I don't like that. Leave the birds alone. I keep hearing screaming kids. Is there a school around here? They've stopped now. There is a primary school, but are we that close to the primary school? I'm in a bit of a pickle. But yeah, I keep hearing screaming kids, and that's a bit weird, but I think that's just the primary school, but it's adding to the atmosphere.
Something's run through here, just ripping the trees out the way on its journey. Look at that. Just look at that.
I think it should be like a Channel 5 documenter or something.
Definitely.
A voiceover artist.
What is it, Casper? You onto something, boy? What can you smell? Piss. Just destruction.
It is a bit weird that it's all in one area, but you know. Jeez. Casper? Oh. What's up, Casper? Casper? You okay? No. You okay? What are you doing? Can you smell something? What is it? Oh. It's taking us this way. Never actually been this way before. It's like I was just saying to my mum off camera, if there's a weird part of this woods for me, it's this area. I don't know what it is, but this is a very eerie area feeling to me. Like, I actually came in here one summer with my friend and we sat on that log over there and we thought we were being watched. It was really weird. So we ended up coming out of the woods. We both felt really strange afterwards, but you know, it could just be the fact that there were two girls in the middle of the woods and it just felt weird. But yeah, so this part of the woods is the most eerie feeling area to me. Nothing's ever actually happened here, but it's just a feeling. Well, yeah, but he is a bit of a lunatic. Are you quite alright? I have no idea. Casper. Right, Bigfoot, I'm giving you a chance, or any other Bigfoots here, Sasquatch, whatever you want to be called. If you are here, feel free to show your presence by interfering with my phone or the microphone, preferably the microphone, because if you cut my phone off, then the video is going to go off and, well, that could easily be faked. So try and interfere with this microphone. For those watching, this is a Bluetooth microphone. There's a little button on the back that presses on and off. So unless you see me touching the microphone, I'm not doing anything to it. And while my mum's filming on my phone, she can't disconnect the camera from my phone. So yeah, so if the camera starts going funny, maybe it's a bit of evidence, who knows, but I'm going to cry. Casper, what's going on, lad? Like you can just come out and speak. What's up? What can you smell? Let's go a bit further down here. Whoa, Mum. That.
What is it?
Footprint. Okay, cool. What about... Hang on, Casper. That's what I mean. What about these? That's what I mean. That is actually freaky.
What is that?
Right, now I'm a bit scared, Casper. Wherever you lean. Are you actually, like, concerned right now? No. What about those footprints? Bizarre. I've never actually been down this area before, and I probably wouldn't have come down here if it weren't for Casper, which is also, I mean, this is his walk of the day, but I also wanted to bring him because he might find stuff I'm not. Dogs are on a whole different level to us. They have a better sense of smell and hearing, so he might find stuff we can't. Look, a sadly built teepee thing. Right, well, someone's lying because vehicles clearly come through here. So, concrete pillars being knocked over, debunked. Come on. That's a big tree. I've never actually been down here before. Have you? Not since you were a wee little girl. More concrete poles. But these ones are standing. Quads, maybe? I'm not familiar with breeds of vehicles. There is, which is a bit concerning, because even if you look there, that one there, that looks like it's not dead inside, like me. Let's go invest. Oh! Have we found one of the old mine stuff? Look. Casper's dragging me this. I'm just following the dog. I remember when I said we'd find evidence of a crime scene. Someone's jacket. Well, I guess they could get some sort of work machine in here, because they do work in here, don't they? Tell me why I'm walking and my watch keeps asking me if I've finished my workout. Bitch. Ooh, hello. It's just a bit filled in hole. This has definitely got something to do with the mining stuff, I think. I've never been down here. Didn't know this was here. I wondered where Mr. H got all his stuff from, because I was like, where even is that? Yeah, never been down this neck of the woods before. Casper really wants me to go that way. I'm just going to look over here dead quick. Casper, this way. I've never actually been down this area of the woods before. This is my first time coming down here, so it looks really weird. Well, it doesn't. It looks really nice, but I feel like the further you get into the woods, the more eerie it feels, but that might just be me. Weirdly enough, when I stood over there, though, it looked like somewhere I'd seen in a dream. Don't know. It just felt familiar, but I swear I've never been here. I don't know. Could have been here with Grandad when I was a kid, but if I ever don't remember. No sign of Bigfoot really, unless we look back in. Well, I'll look back on the video and see anything or hear anything later. But aside from that, have you found anything? Just pretty trees. It is really nice down here. I won't come down here on my own though, unlike someone. Looking at you, Mum. Casper keeps going crazy. He's calmed down a bit now, but he keeps going crazy. He was going crazy with it. What are you crying at? He was like, I could sniff Bigfoot. This way. I don't want to walk any further. It is a bit windy here, so I don't know how well the microphone's going to pick up my voice, but it says here unstable ground and it's all fenced off, and it says something about like coal authority. Getting the gist that the ground's collapsing here due to the mines below. This is like a mining area, like we've said many times before. It is thought that maybe Bigfoot uses the mines underground to get around. Hello, plane. It is thought that Bigfoot might use the mine tunnels and all that to get around, and that's why he's not spotted so easily, him or his friends, because apparently they have spotted juveniles here. Well, not here, but in the forest. So yeah, unstable ground, collapsing mine. Maybe the mines are collapsing because Bigfoot's in there. You have such a big, beautiful brain. Casper's stopped going crazy now as well. Is this where you wanted us to come? Look, he's trying to get in. He knows. I've never been down this side before. I know that much. I've never actually come out of the woods apart from the main entrance off through the fields. Weird.
See, the government knows about these Bigfoots. Look at this. These big feet. Bigfoots, big feet. Plural. We think these pods, oh, that's what I'm calling them, have been built, and they have Bigfoot currently hibernating in
The juveniles.
Yeah, because they're just really strange and placed around near the unstable entrance to the Bigfoot mines. But look, there's woodland all around us. We have scratched but the surface. So, does Bigfoot exist? We don't have the answer. So much exploring to do.
And little energy from two disabled people. This area is definitely less popular with like walkers and stuff. Like, we've not come across anybody while down here. While over there we came across quite a few people. Maybe Bigfoot's hiding down here instead, but I am absolutely shattered, so we're not going to do that much investigating down here. Maybe another time. And you know what? I've completely lost my sense of direction. I don't know where the hell we came from. Usually I'm quite good with my sense of direction, but I've become really disoriented. And I'm lightheaded, but I also have a number of health issues, so I'm not going to put that down to Bigfoot. I'm going to put that down to my big, smooth brain. Hi. Is there like a TP structure down there? I'm absolutely shattered. What? Like some vodka in the bath, he does. That looks foul. I wonder how deep it is. Do you want to go in and check? Yep. People definitely do come down here, obviously, but I mean, it looks like a lot of people come out and down here on dirt bikes and stuff. Bloody hell, I'm losing my balance. Quite well built, that, isn't it? This way, Casper. Looks like someone's gone like that. Or am I just going a bit senile? And do you know what looks like that? Monkey foot. Where's that footprint? I can't find it. It was round here. Oh, I think we've gone past it. Yeah. Oh, we're back in the cray area now. This is where Casper went loopy last time. Seems to be okay this time though. Casper's, come here a minute. Everything hurts, but specifically my ass cheeks hurt bad. This is where I sat when me and my friend came here, and we had that like slightly strange experience where we both just suddenly felt really uncomfortable and it felt a bit eerie, and we went home. But usually people like come here and there's usually like remnants of like a fire and stuff, so I don't know, rituals, or just teenagers having fun in the forest, probably. Casper's calmer this time. I'm losing the ability to think just because I'm knackered. It's nothing to do with Bigfoot. I have health problems and disabilities and shit. I'm full of wonderful stuff. But yeah, so we'll go back towards the mine carts, try one more time, see if we can get any electrical interference there, and then probably go home. I really want a cup of tea and I want my blanket. So yeah. Castle was just sniffing that. Is it Bigfoot fluff? I've got the microphone. Bigfoot. I'm knackered. So we're back at the mine carts. This used to be a coal mine, and yeah, it's not used anymore, obviously, but that's why the area is so dippy and elevates a lot and stuff. So I just thought while we were here, while this was the area that the interview took place, I would give Bigfoot one last chance to interfere with the electrics, preferably not my phone, but the microphone, because if they're gonna mess with my phone, make it the audio, visuals. Don't turn my phone off, because then where's my evidence, bro? But thanks. This is just a little moment to interfere with the audio if he feels the need to do so, or she. We don't know. Apparently there's more than one. They have juveniles in the spring or something. Not the spring, summer, September. But yeah, apart from being absolutely shattered, yeah, nothing's really happened. There was that weird footprint and just the weird feeling of constantly being watched, but that's probably just me. I do get like that in forested areas, so it's nothing new. I forgot to mention as well that the guy who the woman was interviewing, he apparently heard just someone go "yod" in his ear, which is like Old English for like "go away" or something. So we've been listening out for that as well. Personally, I haven't heard anything of you. Thank you. Casper's been a bit strange, but he is a strange individual, so that's nothing of concern. There was the footprint. Aside from that, until I edit these clips, nothing's really happened, has it? Oh, it's a person. I was gonna say I see movement, but it's.
Dino was reached out to like a load of other artists that kind of loved what they were doing and like wanted to help and like help him create these memes. And hilariously, the website was so.
You are a pirate.
That's basically the river. There's well, the waterfall and the river's kind of dried up at the minute. It's a stream or a brook or whatever. It's not much of a river, but the waterfall wasn't too powerful today because we've not had rain in a few days, surprisingly. Shocker. Okay, this one's a weird one. Is this like fluff?
Bigfoot fluff.
Bigfoot fluff. Like, what is it? That is actually. Hang on, is there a dead hedgehog somewhere? That's head. Look. Look at the ends there. That's a hedgehog.
Oh.
I'll have to look up what kind of predators hedgehogs are. Probably like foxes and stuff, but I just want to double check that I know what I'm talking about. That looks like hedgehog bristles to me, or whatever you want to call them. I did think it was fluff at first, until I saw the endings of it. Hi, Casper. Hello. Hi. Hi. That side is, yeah, that's pretty deep. I'm not even going to attempt that. I can't see the bottom of it. But then there's areas like this, which just aren't deep at all. I should probably roll my pants up, actually. I'm trying to find that log, but I haven't found anything like it yet. There's nothing that I can see up there that goes across the stream anyway. I don't want to slip because I'm one-handed right now. I'm trying to keep my pants up with the other hand. very uneven surface, so you would have to have a lot of balance or just not give a shit about falling in. Yeah, it's not like Mission Impossible or anything. It's pretty easy for a teenager to do anyway. I wouldn't recommend someone who's old or has mobility issues to do it, but anybody else, sure, why not? Give it a go. Actually come down here last time, we went up that way instead, but this time we're going down the steps and across the bridges. I'm pretty sure I'll mention this in the video at some point, but there is a team called Groundworks that come and work in here and maintain the bridges and the steps, and they're the ones who knock over the structures and like cut down the rope swings and stuff like that. They have to do it to make it safe and also discourage anybody from setting fires to the TP-like structures. Yeah. Elnup Woods, or some people call it Milldam Woods, used to be a mining area for coal. You can still find coal in the rivers, very rarely, sometimes though. But yeah, so we were up there last time. There's that sign where we were stood, and it had some information of like the history on it and some dog walkers stuff. But yeah, this way is very nice. Casper! Casper! Hello! Oh, he's doing a turd. Nice. It gets very muddy as well, so I feel like if there were, you know, big feet, you would quite clearly see footprints. Or I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. If there are reasons why I wouldn't see one, let me know. But yeah, I'm gonna go this way. Yeah, it's really not hard to cross the river at all, especially at certain points. Where it's deeper, yeah, fair enough. But other than that, no. Yeah. Oh shit. There are a lot of fallen trees. I'm sure there aren't usually this many fallen trees, but yeah. Weird. I haven't come across any of those structures yet either, the stone structures. Bizarre. I'll go this way. Brick. Still not seeing any of these stone structures, which I'm actually kind of finding quite strange. Hey, broken bridge, no. Bollocks. I'm yet again stuck carrying poop bags. Menace. He always waits until we're in the forest and there's no bins around. There are just so many fallen trees, what the hell? It's really strange to me that. I came in here this summer with my brother, and I do not remember that many fallen trees. Then again, I guess we have had some storms since then. But that many, really? It's a lot of up and downs. And I am dying. Look at how red I am, that's embarrassing. Hi, I have health problems, so this is probably not the best thing for me to be doing. Hello, hi. Hello. See, it's a lot deeper here, but I still don't think that's stopping anyone. It's certainly not stopping Casper. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe if people don't mind getting wet, but it's not impossible. But I do get what he's saying. This is the only like sort of tree I could find going across, but I don't think it's this. So I don't know. Casper, get down. Dog, what the hell? I hope you enjoyed our little Bigfoot adventure there. That's pretty much all I have to say on this, to be honest. I mean, if Deborah or David want to come and educate me on British Bigfoot, or, you know, provide more reasonings debunking my debunking, feel free to. Like, genuinely, I encourage it. Comment down below. If you are a believer in Bigfoot yourself, British Bigfoot anyway, comment down below. Give me your reasons as to why I'm wrong. Like, genuinely, I encourage it. I like seeing things from multiple points of view. I like understanding people who have the opposite opinion of me. So if you could explain and help me understand, that's great. I'm not saying he doesn't exist, but I'm not saying he does. I'm very on the fence with this. I like believing in cryptids. It gives me something to look forward to in life, okay? Life's too dull and mundane. We need magical shit. I'm not like your typical girly girl who's into princesses getting rescued by princes and fairies and all that. The fae cool, but I'm very much into the darker things of life. That sounded really depressing. Like, morbid. No, that's still depressing. I like cryptids. The fae are cool. I like witchcraft, stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not very into the pink fantasy fairy type thing. Give me the ugly looking things. They're cool. Anyway, again, if Deborah or David would like to talk to me about this further, whether in the comments or even privately, I have a Facebook page. I have a Facebook page now, guys. I have a Facebook page now. It's literally just Malachite Styx. So you like the page, message me on there. I have Instagram. That's where I'm most active. I have Twitter, unfortunately. I have Blue Sky, TikTok, YouTube. Literally just get in touch. I even have an email if you want to use that. So yeah, if you would like to discuss this further, if you are watching this, Deborah or David, feel free to. Whether it's arguing your point or agreeing with me, if you want to, I don't know. I don't really mind if you don't agree with me, to be honest. You're allowed to have your opinions, as am I. But if you would like to discuss this further with me, educate me on British Bigfoot or cryptids in general, educate me on why I'm wrong, debunk my debunking. Feel free. I would genuinely enjoy to do so, and it would be nice to talk to people who are into this too. Even if you want to take me out for a Bigfoot hunt yourself in Elnup Woods, feel free. I will be there. I might die on you because my health is atrocious in that respect, but I'll be there. But yeah, other than that, that's all I pretty much have to say on this topic. Again, I mean, no disrespect. I know I may come off that way because, it's just who I am. I'm sorry. That is literally just who I am as a person. I'm very sarcastic. I like to take the mic. I'm sorry, but genuinely, I do mean it respectfully. I just like having fun with what I do, and I like being entertaining. I hope people find me entertaining, so I like being entertaining, but I tried to take it as seriously as I could while being aware that there were a lot of eyes on me, and it was kind of embarrassing to film in front of my mum because she doesn't actually see me film, and I don't think she's seen any of my videos yet, so she's not used to seeing me be confident, basically, so it was a bit odd filming in front of my mum. I was very shy, so I'm aware that I probably came off differently in those videos. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe maybe, if you want to. We're nearly at 100 subscribers. As of this video, we are at 91 subscribers. Let's go. Thank you so much for the support so far. It genuinely means a lot to me. Like, I know I say this at the end of like most of my videos, but I didn't even expect to get past like 30 subs, so getting 100, nearly 100, getting 91 is insane, and I'm so happy. If there are any other cryptids you would like for me to talk about, then I will. If it's like an American one or basically a non-UK one, I will not be going on location, but if it's one in the UK, I will try my goddamn best to go film on location and do a little hunt myself. Next time I will be more prepared as well. I literally found out about this and was like, I'm due to do a video. I literally found out about this on the Friday night. I'm filming on Sunday. It'll be up on Wednesday, so very short time. But in the future, I'll be more prepared. I'll maybe have more equipment. Who knows? I'll do like proper, like more serious, proper hunts. You know what I mean? If you want another British Bigfoot hunt in Elnup Woods, let me know. I'll do it. Maybe I'll even go in at night. Who knows? Get me to 100 subs and maybe I'll go in at night. Okay? Or if Deborah and David are up for it, maybe I'll go hunting with them in Elnup Woods for Bigfoot. So that's up to them, obviously. They might not like me after this video, and that's fully understandable. I apologize. Or if you don't want another cryptid video and you want more paranormal videos or mass hysteria, weird going-ons in the world, let me know. That is pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching once again. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe. Still not good at outros. Bye!